Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the H1 FY26 post-earnings conference call of Krishna Defence and Allied Industries Limited. Today on the call from the management team, we have with us Mr. Ankur Shah, Managing Director, Mr. Piyush Patel, Chief Financial Officer. As a disclaimer, I would like to inform all of you that this call may contain forward-looking statements which may involve risk and uncertainties. Also, a reminder that this call is being recorded. I would now request the management to run us through the investor presentation for the half year ended 30th September 2025 and the performance highlights for the quarter that went by, post which we will open the floor for Q&A. Over to the management team.
Thank you, Kamlesh. Good evening and a big welcome to the investor half-yearly investor presentation for Krishna Defence. I'm Ankur Shah, the Managing Director of the company. I'm joined by my CFO, Mr. Piyush Patel. I will quickly run through the presentation that is there. Coming straight to the key highlights for the H1 FY26, as we had earlier suggested that we will be doubling our capacity that is there. So that facility is operational, was operational since early of April 2025, and we are working full-fledged on the same. Another landmark achievement during this half year was the steel plate cutting and the initiation of the AUV, or the autonomous underwater vehicle. This is India's largest AUV that is under construction at our factory as per the naval design. During this time, we have also done successful trials of a very large casting to be used for a critical defense project that we are working on. We have also got the Bureau Veritas approval for the supply of shipbuilding steel sections, primarily the bulk bars, which can be used not only for the defense but for other commercial ship applications around. I'm glad to share that we have now a large office building at our Halol factory that is there. We've constructed on top of it, so we have more place for the new engineers and the new team that we are going to be bringing in. And as we speak, the order book as on 30th of September stands about close to 196 crores. I give it on to Piyush Bhai to just talk about the financial highlights for the first half year. Over to you, Piyush Bhai.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ankur. I welcome you all to the earnings update conference call of the company for the H1 FY26. These are the financial highlights for the H1 FY26. Revenue of the company grew by 28.1% to rupees 1,205 million. EBITDA of the company grew by 52.9% to rupees 216 million. EBITDA margins have surged by 291 basis points to 17.9%. Net profit of the company on standalone basis increased by 47.4% to rupees 156 million, and the net profit on consolidated basis increased by 71% to rupees 184 million. Net profit margins on standalone basis have increased by 169 basis points to 13%, and net profit margin on consolidated basis surged by 383 basis points to 15.3%. Coming to next slide. These are the financial overviews of operating revenue, EBITDA, and net profit, wherein we have shown the yearly and half-yearly results just for your review. This shows the growth of the company. And coming to the next slide, this is the half-yearly income statement for last 3 half years and 2 full years. Revenue from operations increased to 1,204 and 7 million in H1 FY26 as against 1,008.2 million in H2 FY25 and 940.4 million in H1 FY25. EBITDA of the company increased to 216.2 million in H1 FY26 as against 161.7 million in H2 FY25 and 141.4 million in H1 FY25. Now, EBITDA margin increased to 17.9% in H1 FY26 as against 16% in H2 FY25 and 15% in H1 FY25. Profit of the company on standalone basis increased to rupees 156.2 million in H1 FY26 as against 113.2 million in H2 FY25 and 106 million in H1 FY25. Net profit margin on standalone basis increased to 13% in H1 FY26 as against 11.2% in H2 FY25 and 11.3% in H1 FY25. Now, net profit on consolidated basis increased to 183.8 million in H1 FY26 as against 114.1 million in H2 FY25 and 107.5 million in H1 FY25. Now, net profit margin on consolidated basis increased to 15.3% in H1 FY26 as against 11.3% in H2 FY25 and 11.4% in H1 FY25. Thank you.
If anyone wishes to ask,
Yeah, just a second, Kamlesh. We just want to go forward with a few things and then we can open the floor. Just to give you guys, just to give you people the brief on the company, we are based or headquartered in Mumbai with a factory in Gujarat in Baroda, where it's in Halod, where we manufacture special steel, shipbuilding steel sections called the bulbar, which are used for hull construction of warships. The one on the left is the image. We are also supplying welding wires and weld consumables. These are used for the welding of the plates and some of the critical platforms that we are supplying for the Navy. Some of our other product range includes the special steel alloy ballast bricks, which is again used for underwater applications. Armored steel profiles, which are used for the chassis for the T-90 tanks around, and the improved space heating device or the Bukhari as we call it, which is used by the army at high altitude for them to balance. In addition, this is our clientele base. These are the products that we do for the dairy and the milk industry with the milk cans, milk cooling tanks around. 92% of our revenue in the first H1 has come from defense, and about 8% has come from the dairy side. The way forward is we are developing furthermore consumables that are there, which some of them are still being imported. We are on the final stage of certification for that. We are adding a few hull structures I mentioned about the castings that is there, and a few components that we are working right now is on the aerospace components. We are trying to augment and integrate a facility in such a way that we are able to increase the throughput and the efficiency. Approval for LRS and IRS is also on the cards. And for advanced underwater platforms, we are working and forming another joint venture to work on this because we see this as one of the important things which is going to be a turning around for our company. We are working on those platforms and the related technologies towards that. And just to give you a recap, we have stake in a company called Conceptia, which is into ship and submarine design, which is our associate company based out of Bangalore, and another company called Wave Optics, which is into defense electronics, mainly for mesh for optical fiber to radio frequency and so on and so forth, mainly for army supplies and for underwater applications. So that's just a brief around what we are doing. I leave stop the screen sharing and then we can take up things for questions.
sure, sir. All those who wish to ask a question may use the option of raise hand. In the initial round, we'll take, and if you're not able to raise hand, you can post the question in the chat box. We'll ask on your behalf. We'll take the first question from the line of Harshil Solanki. Harshil, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Hi, Ankur bhai. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So I had three questions. First is on the job work charges. In the FY25 annual report, the number has gone up by 250% from 6.5 crores to 23 crores. But your revenue has only increased by 83%. Similarly, in H1 also, work charges has doubled, whereas revenue has increased by 30% only. So if you can elaborate why the job work charges are so high and the increases is not in line with the revenue.
Job work charges are pertaining to the machining and other jobs that we are getting done outside. And don't look at it from the revenue because it is a very product specific thing that we are working on, right? It's not that every product goes for job working around. To relate it directly to the revenue perspective would not be the criteria. We are trying to make things in such a way that we are doing the critical processes in-house and which are very generic processes like very basic machining, short blasting, painting, which are not critical processes. We are trying to job work outside, so we don't have to augment asset and infrastructure for that, and all of this could be done outside. So that's the logic behind the job work part around. So that was if that is a satisfying answer for you, we can move to the next question.
Oh, okay. There is a late delivery charge of 5.25 crores in FY25 annual. So, if you can highlight what is the reason behind that?
Reason behind is late delivery. So the deduction has happened because of late delivery. We this predominantly is from one of the customers called MDL. We were first time doing a profile for them for the commercial application, and it took us some time to do the initial development. Mind you, it is about at an 84 crore order that this has been levied across that is there. So that is the reason. It took us some time to develop the profile that is there, and that is the reason the project got delayed and LD was levied on us.
Kamlesh, we'll move to the next participant.
Sure. We'll take the next question from the line of Mr. Garvit Goel. Mr. Garvit, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes.
Good evening, sir, and congrats for a good set of numbers. My question is on the order book. While we have executed and our execution is commendable, but it seems like we are facing some challenges in growing the order book, specifically looking at the 6 months and 12 months order book and comparing it with the current one. So I'm just trying to understand, like, are you seeing any weakness in the order inflow, or maybe we are losing the orders because of the rising competitive intensity? So what is the case, sir? So can you put some color on that?
Yeah. So there is no case, firstly, that we are losing out on orders or order flow is not coming. I understand where you come from. What is the logic for you asking that question? So our order book stands about 196 crores as we speak on the 30th of September, right? Generally, all the action in the defense, a lot of the action happens in the H2 or Q3, Q4 around that is there. Plus, we have tenders in pipeline to the tune of about 100 to 110 crores, which have yet not been converted or because not translated to PO as we speak right now. But we are not worried, we are not worried on that. And we are, in fact, as I mentioned during the way ahead, we are trying to augment our capacity in such a way using automation so we can shorten the time process because we are seeing the demand continue to come. And, in addition to the defense, now a lot of requirement is likely to come on the commercial shipbuilding front also. So we are gearing up for that demand to come through.
So what kind of number are you looking like? I understand out of this order book, we will be executing some part of it in H2, right? To
Yes.
achieve our guidance of 30 to 40%. So my
Yes.
question is, what is giving you the confidence for the visibility when we enter into FY27? So how are you looking at, like, how will you close FY26? What number of order book?
I would not read too much on the order book. I would rather see on the execution front that is there, as I've maintained that we will be growing at that 30-40% CAGR that is there. We are very confident of achieving that. And that kind of order flow we are definitely seeing because we know the platforms that the Navy is likely to build, the other requirement that is coming up. The Navy plans are a very 10-15 year plan. If you see, if you read the news around, they've been talking about the LPD, the MCMV suit that is likely to come up, the Corvette order is likely to get finalized, the frigates are likely to get finalized. So and the destroyer are all that. So there are lots of plans that are there. Most of them are likely to start to mature now. So that is the reason why it is looking like that. But in terms of order flow, we don't see a slowdown at all coming through.
That's what I'm trying to understand. Like, you are aware of all these programs that you mentioned, right?
Yes.
So we must be able to understand, like, maybe a tentative number, like what kind of order inflow do we expect in H2, right? So that can give us some visibility into at least FY27.
So very difficult to predict how much will be the exact order flow that will come in H2 that is there, but that number should be in the range of about close to 100 to 150 crore. That is what we anticipate.
Understood, sir. And are you seeing any rising competitive intensity for maybe for our hero product or anything like that?
Nothing as we speak right now. No, we don't see any because currently only two players are approved for the supply of the same to the Navy front, and that continues to play.
Got it. Got it. That's it from my side, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Garvit. So we'll take the next question from the line of Ashish Soni. Ashish, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
So in terms of this maritime policy, so which all units do you think will start getting orders for you in next 1 or 2 years? Because it's a big vision for India for next 5 years. So just give a walkthrough what you're thinking right now.
Great question around, and there's a lot of excitement not only at the shipbuilding front but also from the government side till the fact that even the PMO is monitoring the shipbuilding infra that they want to build up around. But let me tell you, these are all long-term projects that will take time to translate by the thing. But we are part of the entire ecosystem that is there. We've been talking to stakeholders, they've been talking to us, so everyone is gearing up for it. But it is not going to happen tomorrow, right? It is going to take some time to percolate down, but definitely that is the way forward. That is how I would put it.
But in terms of your units, I think your one of the units, Conceptia, is doing commercial shipbuilding. So do you think it can start getting orders from next year, sort of thing? Just give broad perspective of different units. Do you think like which year? Because I know it will be lumpy. It will be a long term game. So just I wanted to, because capabilities wise, I think you have developed a lot of good capabilities to capture all this. So I'm trying to understand how you're thinking in terms of which year, which can come. Just the broad perspective. I know it will be lumpy and all. So just that's the understanding I wanted to have.
So, why only Conceptia, right? If Conceptia, definitely you are right. That is the first one that will get that will start to get the backdoor orders that is there, is because of the design concept that is there and the various commercial kind of ships that is coming through. I believe they are already in talks with a few shipyards and inquiries have started to come through. We see them materializing. Maybe by the end of this year or early next year. That's the way we are looking at it. And parallelly, we are also looking that they will be requiring the shipbuilding sections, the well consumables that we are manufacturing. Those will also start to come into place. My only challenge here is to put a number to that thing will be very difficult. But talks have started. We see action starting, maybe say at least for us, maybe early next year, and for Conceptia late this year.
So do you think inflection point comes in FY28 for your business overall for all units to fire? If and the margins, is it sustainable, the current margin body? Because you gave a commentary that you'll increase margin from 15 to 20% over a period of time. So do you think FY28 can be inflection year and margins?
Yeah, we hope so. We hope so. We are seeing a lot of action being built around these things. A lot of action being built around. Now, the action is being built around. It'll take time. These are all large infra projects that is there. We see that that could be a very different year because we have the other products. We should be ready with the AUV platform trials would have been done. We would see all those things. So for us, that would be a very, very crucial year. You're spot on with that assessment.
And AUV, you spoke about joint ventures. Can you throw some light what exactly you're planning or talking about the joint ventures, please?
Yeah. So again, AV is a complex platform. It's like it's an unmanned sub that is there. So it'll have your hull structures, it'll have your propellers, it'll have the powering device, it'll have the autonomy. Several factors have to come in. So we single-handedly don't have the capacity to do it. We need to partner with companies that have expertise in these areas, and that is how we are working on it. For different platforms, we are partnering with different people because think of it like you also have to make a three-story building, you also have to make a 30-story building. So we are choosing the right partner for the right kind of platform, and that is how we are working towards it.
And margin front, can you just answer on that? Because margins have expanded quite a bit in this quarter. So do you think the margin was maintained or it will have some fluctuation for next 1 or 2 years?
No, I see that we should be able to maintain these and we will work towards improving them. Again, to put a number, very difficult, but we will try to economize and make ourselves more efficient. That is the way we will be able to add to the bottom line.
Okay, sir. Thanks and all the best for the future.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashish. I would request all the participants to limit yourself to two questions per participant since there are many in the queue. We'll take the next question from the line of Shikha Mehta. Shikha, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Hello and congratulations on a great set of numbers.
Thank you.
I just want to understand the margin a little better since we've seen a decent improvement. So, can you just highlight on what has led to that margin improvement?
Uh, Couple of factors that have led to the margin improvement around is one is the operation leverage has kicked in since the numbers have increased that is there. The fixed cost gets divided over the larger number of quantities. So that is something that has helped in. Plus, we've tried to become more efficient, increase the yield of the product that we were getting earlier because we were doing smaller numbers then. The more numbers that you do, your yield becomes better. So all these two, three factors together have contributed to the margins that we are seeing right now.
So, it's mainly on the efficiency and production side and not as much
Yes.
on the product mix side, right?
Oh, no, 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 no. More on the efficiency and the productivity side.
Got it. And another thing I wanted to understand was if you can go into your other products, other than your bulba, and explain the kind of, growth we're expecting to see or the addressable market we're expecting to see in the next, say, 2 to 3 years.
Uh, Again, for the well consumables, it will move in the same trajectory at that 30 odd percent, 40% at odd growth that is there.
But are we seeing
For
acceptance currently, even for
yes, yes,
even
yes, yes.
for, changing up old ships, or is it just...
Not old ships. These are for the new construction,
Sorry, I meant on the
Shikha.
doors and hatches. Are we seeing
No. So doors, hatches. So I was trying to refer to the well consumable bit
right,
than
right.
the other products that is there. At the composite door hatches front that is there. First, the newer ships is something that is the target for the
Hmm.
Navy internally, and then it will move on to the replacement or what they have to do in a phase-wise manner. So that is how we see it. Not a very defined way right now because the product is just about to get inducted right now. So not a very clear plan. But if you look at a 10-year horizon, we definitely see that almost every ship will have these doors.
Got it. So broadly on even all these categories which are not per se our hero products, we're currently seeing 30 to 40% growth.
Yes, yes.
Broadly that, right?
Broadly, that's why it's a range that is there. Some will grow by
Hmm.
25, some will go by 45. So that you see an average come in the range of 30 to 40.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much. I'll come back in the queue.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shikha. We'll take the next question from the line of Santosh Singh. Santosh, you can unmute and go ahead, please. Mr. Santosh, we cannot hear you. I think we'll move to the next participant. We'll take the question from Mr. Karan Singh. Karan, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Thank you. Great set of numbers. Great teamwork and everything was fantastic. I have few questions. Like first one is like when are we gonna list in main board? Any update on that?
So, Mr. Karan, we have already done our bit of application that is required to the exchange that is there, and we are waiting for the next step from their side. But I believe if fingers crossed, everything goes well by December, we should see ourselves on the main board. That's how we see it. Maybe December, in December or something. But again, these are things that is not in our hand. The exchange has to give an approval. We're not seeing any red flags or any major remarks so far.
Yeah, thank you. And we have a partnership that we are building, right, with Wabo, if I'm not wrong.
Yes,
When are we
yes.
gonna start manufacturing? Is there any timeline that we're gonna start with manufacturing?
So we have started with the manufacturing already that is there, but again, these are still at very trial stage. We are making prototypes around it. But so to answer your question, we've started to manufacture already.
And are we gonna like manufacture in our same location, or are
Yes.
we building some other factory
No,
or
we have
something?
space in our factory to accommodate this kind of manufacturing unit. So we will be doing within our premises.
And if I would want to know more about our total addressable market size, incomplete right now, what would be our TAM in general for all our products that we are already doing work with? Any round figure that you could give?
Sir, वो TAM के बाद you will come to what the growth is there. That's why I've always maintained that is that will continue to grow with our revenue in the range of 30-40% that is there. So the addressable market exists that is there, and hence we can confidently say this kind of growth that is what we see for ourselves.
And last question, thank you.
Yeah.
Can you throw some light on underwater platforms that we are like kind of developing? And do we have anything substantial on that for approval or something right now?
Yeah, so currently we are building one. This is a full-scale prototype that we are building. This is probably India's largest being built right now, and we are glad that we are one of the chosen partners by the Navy to work on these kind of things. And as you know, going forward, technology, AUVs, drones are going to be the future, and we're very glad that we are right there at the pivot point to take this forward because we are in the midst of this technology and we are working towards that. So we're not going to be laggard there. We are right there, talking to the right stakeholders, right partners for building this product, which is a future technology to come through.
Are we working on something related to drones or only with Navy and underwater we're working? Anything with
Currently, we're
drones?
no, so currently we're not working anything with aerial drones.
And thank you
Karan, I
for
would request you.
chance. Just one second. It's not a question, but I really like the way our company has executed. It's really commendable on your team and everyone. And I
Right.
hope the best for the future for every one of us.
Yeah. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
very
Thank
much.
you very much, Karan. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Karan. We'll take the question from Jash Gandhi. Jash, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Yeah, hi sir. This is Bharat from Dalal and Brocha. Just had a couple of questions. What would our revenue?
Just can you be a bit louder? I can't be, at least I can't hear you clearly.
Hi sir. So I just wanted to know the breakup for our defense products for this H1.
Yes, so breakup, just if you, I'll give it in a percentage norm that is there.
Yeah, sure, sir.
About 65 to 70% is towards bulk bars, about 15% to 15% is towards well consumables, and the balance is towards the HPF profiles that is there, about 20 odd percent.
Got it, sir. Got it. And so just want to understand that H1, our order book has our execution slowed down a little bit by any chance? Because typically we used to execute about 45 to 50% of our order book. It's come down to about 40%. So
Just order book is not your revenue is not a function of order book. No, we have production is a function of what we deliver. This is the this H1 we have delivered our largest revenue so far at about 120 odd crores, right? So there's no slowdown in production.
got it, sir. Got it. And on our, just I wanted to understand on a gross margins, there's been a 500 bips approx improvement. So you mentioned earlier that it's majorly to do efficiencies and so on. So there's been no product mix change as such.
There's not been what?
There's no product mix change as such because a 500 bips expansion is pretty significant.
Because the numbers have increased quite a bit, that is there specifically for bulk bars. When you keep doing the same thing again, you become more efficient. That is there. We were fortunate enough to get similar size orders for large quantities, which helped us becoming more efficient and increase the better yield that is there. So that is what this has translated to.
Got it, sir. Got it. And sir, could you help me with what our revenue potential and when would our revenue start to come in for the Jalkapi, the Jalkapi mission? Is there any timeline that you can suggest?
So we have to put her in water by December of 2026. There is a honestly, Josh, this is more of a technical project than a commercial project, right? So there are several challenges in this. Commerce is the last thing that we are thinking right now. First, this has to perform as per what the standard or the required parameters are there. That's what the bigger focus on this is right now. But to answer in terms of finance, this all is only about FY27 that you will see the action.
Got it, sir. Got it. So we shouldn't right now currently bake in any huge sum of revenue from it, right?
No, no, no.
And sir, just the last question.
Just I would ask you to please join in the queue. There are many.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. We'll take the next question from the line of Ajinkya Jadhav. Ajinkya, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity, Vinay sir, and congratulations on this great set of number, Ankurji.
Thank you very much.
My question is regarding this autonomous underwater vehicle only. Is that I wanted to know, like, there is the program like AMCA which is going in for air defense. So we are working similarly on this AUV program. So are there any other players who are selected by the Navy who are working in parallel with us for the same program, and the timeline for the same, any amount of a grant given by the Navy for this program?
So we are working with other partners, as I mentioned, because we do not have all the technical capabilities that is there. We do not have expertise or specialization in terms of autonomy. We don't have the worst propeller or the power systems around or the sensors. So we have to collaborate and partner with other companies around this. We will to build this complete platform. To build this complete platform around. And currently in India, how many people are working on the AUV? There are two or three companies like the L&Ts and Adani Defense and MDL, they are working on it. But all of them are working at different platforms, right? So the size of the platform is different for different programs that are there. And for the last part of the question, to give any grant, there is no grant currently. It's a prototype, full-scale prototype that is being built.
Yeah, and the follow-up on this will be like, let us say we will be successful in building this prototype. So is there any binding, you can say, agreement in between us and Navy that the orders will follow to us?
Yes, there's no binding agreement that is there, but there's a commitment to place further orders.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, that helps. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajinkya. We'll take the next question from the line of Neil Kav. Neil, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Firstly, congratulations on the good numbers. So I would just like some clarification on the capex growth guidance for the next 2 to 3 years. And I wanted clarification on why are our fixed assets not improving much compared to the scale of revenue? Because like the assets have gone from like 11 to 12 odd CR, I think, to 22 CR in the past 2 years. So if any clarification on that would be appreciated.
So we've done our capacity expansion, and it is still undergoing a few iterations. There is some few things that we are adding on the core of journey that is there. So again, to put a number, we look at about every year we'll be adding anywhere from about 5 to 10 crores that is there in terms of capex, not specifically for improvement or line that is there, but becoming more efficient and introducing better manufacturing practices around it. The fixed asset question, I will leave it to Piyush Bhai to answer that question around.
See, as mentioned by Ankur Bhai, our, as you mentioned, fixed investment in machineries is currently around 22 crore, and around 3.5 crore is under the capital WFP stage. And as mentioned Ankur Bhai, we are planning to add 5 to 10 crore every year. So, and our machineries are product specific and specialized setups for the products. So we need not require to add more on front of our investment in terms of the fixed assets. So with the existing capacity, we can even able to manufacture up to 200 CR.
Also, so like, do you think we'll be expanding our product portfolio as well, like adding more products along the same lines?
Yes, definitely. If you see our business highlight that is there, we are trying to work on a few castings and a few other products that go for the naval applications. So that is definitely on the cards. We have to grow our product portfolio. There's no okay, we will not grow. That definitely is on the cards, and we are working towards it.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. We'll take the next question from the line of Karthik Bhatt. Karthik, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Yeah, I hope I'm audible. Thank you for taking my question. My question was on the opportunities in commercial shipbuilding actually. So currently in our order book, do we have meaningful orders coming from this segment? And with synergies coming in from Conceptia, how are we placed? If you can share some numbers as to what percentage of order book can this contribute in the coming years, and is it in domestic or are we seeing potential in exports also from this segment?
Right. A great question. In the current order book, we have some for the shipbuilding apart from defense. But how do you categorize as a commercial or not? See, Coast Guard is not part of defense. It comes under Ministry of Home Affairs. So we have supplied a few of our products which goes into building of ships for the Coast Guard. There is there. So whether you categorize a non-defense or not, I don't know, but that's how it is. Secondly, we have also supplied to Cochin Shipyard for a platform that they're building, which is actually going for export. So it is not export from us, but we give it to them, and the vessel that they prepare is being exported. So that is how the breakup of what we have been doing. And this is all just started in the last 12 months. We've seen this activity slowly start and pick up. So that's how it is.
Okay. And are we okay? Got it. And on this Wabo, you had mentioned in the previous call about certain tests which are happening. So are we likely to see some revenue in FY27? Any color on that? I mean.
Yeah, we will surely see revenues by FY27 on that. That's what I had said. So we've started the manufacturing activity. All the trials and all are going well so far, and we are almost at the final stages of approval. So we should see some revenues on the same by FY27.
Okay. And what sort of utilization levels have we achieved with the new capacity? I think it was around 55% or so when we when during the last call in May.
So during the last call in May, it was very high. We because capacity expansion had just started the capacity expansion was completed just in the month of April. That is there. So until March, we were running at almost 100% or some level that is there. Now we are at a normal level, about close to 60% capacity utilization.
Okay, sure. Can I go ahead with one question, or should I fall back in the queue?
It's better, please, you fall back in the queue because there are still
Sure,
many
sure. Okay,
in the queue, right?
okay,
Thank
sure.
you. We'll take the next question from the line of Jay Shroff. Jay, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Yeah, hi Ankur bhai, congratulations on good set of numbers and
Thank you.
I think more importantly maintaining the health of balance sheet. I have couple of questions. So you mentioned in your presentation as well as you mentioned right now that you're developing some large castings for
Yes.
defense projects. So that is also a naval application or is it for something else?
No, it's for a naval application. It's for a naval application. I would be restricted to talk too much on that, but it's
No
for a
worries.
naval application that is there. Currently, the same is being imported, so there is a scope to indigenize the same.
Okay. So, does this thing has a potential as large as the bulb bars or the ballast bricks that we are manufacturing?
This product per se, not, but it's a specific product that
Yeah.
is there, not for this particular product, but it helps us create a category, right? It helps us create a category where there are lots of products that will start to fall into place and we would be able to start to do them, right? But again, Jayesh bhai, all these things take time. It's not that, from tomorrow it will start to flow or something. It's something that you do build up, right? You start with a small casting of 400-500 kgs, then you build a 800 one, then you build a 1200 one, you go up to 5 tons. So that's where the scope of the
Mm,
work is.
All right. So we're still climbing that learning curve, I think.
Oh yes, absolutely,
All right.
absolutely.
All right. You also mentioned that, at least in your presentation, you're talking of developing some aerospace components. I mean, this is the first time that I'm hearing or seeing
Yes.
something like this.
So so we've have some requirement right now. We've been approached for some requirement from one of the segments, and we are trying to work on it. So that's how I have put it. So not that it's a purchase order still. So we are working on it. The documentation for the technical study is on the way. That is something that we are looking at. We are getting a few good inquiries around that. So we want to try to pay some attention around that. But it's in the same infra, similar kind of a job, but the application is slightly different.
All right. Okay. Just one last thing on the Wabo JV. What is at full potential, what could be the turnover of that JV?
At full potential, it may not be to give a very specific number, but I would put it in terms of the addressable market that is there. We see that on an average, about it should be 100 odd crore market that is there. So assuming that we probably get 50% of the market, so that's how we would put the number around.
Okay, just one last thing. You also talked of getting the LRS, I mean Lodge Register and Union Register approvals. That's primarily for your commercial shipbuilding, right?
So we already have ABS, we have DNV, we have Bureau Veritas now. So these are the five, six classification societies that if you get, so we just want to be geared up to this requirement. It's not that anyone has asked us to get it done, but you should always be prepared in anticipation of what is likely to come.
All right. Thank you so much, and wishing you all the luck.
Thank you so much, Jayeshwar. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Jesh. We'll take the questions from all those who haven't got the chance to ask one. So we'll take the question from the line of Mayank Kapoor. Mayank, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Hello, hi. Thank you for taking my question and congratulations on a great set of results, sir. As someone new to the company, I wanted to understand from you how are we looking at developing our products going forward? I'm not looking for numbers, just essentially the essence of it. What are the developments that we are targeting? I'm sorry if this sounds repetitive.
No, it's not repetitive. First, let me tell you the genesis on how we try to identify a product around. We try to work on products that are currently products or slash components that are currently being imported, which could be indigenized, where we could play some role in it. We already have 60% or some infrastructure. We need to add only a few equipment or few machinery to be able to get to that 100 level that is there. That is how the genesis on how we identify a product and work towards this. Then is of course the addressable market and how much is the potential, so on and so forth. So this is how we try to work around. We know very clearly that we are working on towards the naval application, the steel work that we are doing now. We're trying to add casting that is there. Composites is something that we are already working on with a joint venture partner. Defense electronics is happening with our associate company in Bangalore by the name of Wave Optics. So these are the areas that we are looking to do, and as and when we get some specific requirement around to work around, we are coming forward to develop the product.
Got it, sir. That'll be all, yeah. I'll probably get back in the next call. Yeah.
Thank you, Mayank. We'll take the next question from the line of Anup R. Mr. Anup, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Yeah, good evening, Ankurji. Congratulations for such good numbers. Now, I just want to know what you see foreheads for the future competition in your product and how it can hamper your future projects.
I'm sorry, I missed the question. Can you once again repeat, please?
How you foresee the future competition on the same line of your product and how it can hamper your future projections?
Currently, for the past about 12, 13 years, there have been one or two suppliers of the products that we are doing. And we see that continue. And even for a new company to come through, they will have to have the certification trial process, which is a long gestation. It's not that easy to get these approvals.
Okay, so you mean to say that the competition would be not intense as far next 2, 3 years is concerned for your company?
We really hope so.
Okay. And secondly, last question. Why is the company is not making capex as was expected, or the capex is very limited? Is any particular reason for it?
We are working efficiently, no, sir. CapEx, what is important is to get the revenues that is there. As I mentioned earlier in the call, we have tried to work on a way where we are able to outsource all the non-critical jobs, right? So we don't have to build infra around that. We don't have to spend CapEx around that, and we are always asset light. So that's the logic that we are working around with.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Ankurji.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Anup. We'll take the next question from the line of Santosh Singh. Mr. Santosh, you can unmute and go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So congratulations for the good set of the numbers. I think my questions are partially answered. But still, I would like to know, we are working on multiple fronts, like multiple initiatives on capacity side, capability side, joint ventures and all. So, is there any possibility of revenue accelerating in the future? And if yes, then when that could happen? I would like to know your comment on that, because we are trying to do so many things. But yeah, when should we see that, actual, realization of those investments actually? Any comment on that?
So Santoshi, it's not that now we are doing so many, we've always been doing so many things, and that's the reason we are seeing the growth in the revenues. That if you compare, you see the last 2 or 3 years, we've consistently grown to newer scale each and every year that is there. And because we've been trying to work on these various things around, we've been able to achieve that. And once again, let me tell you, every product that we make is not a successful product. We may fail, and we've also failed several times. And so you have to keep trying. You have to work on multiple products. You don't know which product is going to see it's going to make it, or is going to become your Virat Kohli coming forward.
Okay, so my the second question would be, where do you see 3 to 5 year down the line, right? Krishna Defense. That is the yeah, kind of thing.
So, sir, we have maintained that we aspire to grow at a 30 to 40% CAGR from year on year for the next few years. So with that, you could do the math around and come. Sir, आप सब finance वाले हो. I'm an engineer. I'm not very good at these things.
But I'm also engineer. Anyway,
Oh,
that's different
okay.
topic altogether. So all the best, and thank you for this
Thank
opportunity.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Santosh. We'll take the next question from line of Harsh Beniwal. Harsh, you can unmute and go ahead, please. Mr. Harsh, you can unmute and go ahead. I think we'll take the next question from the line of Anant Shinoy. Mr. Anant, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Good evening. My first question is about like a basic question. So when say GRSE or Cochin shipyard, one of the shipyard books the orders, for example NGC. So like at what stage do they give us the order, and like when they book the order, do they immediately give us the order, or what stage? And when do we book our sales? Say for example GRSE will be delivering the ship after 3 or 4 years. So at what stage our sales will happen?
Great. Great question, Anandji. So the moment the ship order is placed on the respective shipyard by the Navy or the ordering authority, within the first month of the placement of order, we get our purchase order, because the material that we supply is used for hull construction. Hull is the first things that you will require to start to build the platform around that is there. And deliveries for us will start anywhere, depending on the contract, anywhere from about 5 months to about 12 months, depending on the delivery schedule that they're looking at. And so all the products that we do are generally used in the first 2 years of the life cycle, right? Life cycle of the ship making. So we are not concerned if a ship is going to take larger time, if it's going to take 4 years, 5 years. Our material is used in the initial phase itself.
Okay, got it. Second question is on the weld consumables.
Yes.
So, like, what is the application here? And like we in the last call, you were talking about new certifications and higher grade material where the trials are going on with the foreign labs as well. So, can you talk about that, and how do you see the margin profile in this segment?
The margin profiles are good in this is because this is a very customized demand, and very specific requirements are there. These are placed by use for welding of the critical platforms being built by the Navy. We are trying to, some of them are still being imported, as I mentioned. We're trying to indigenize as much as possible, and we are working closely with DRDO and Navy for that.
Okay. And you mentioned 100 to 150 crore order inflow in the second half. Can you briefly mention like what programs we are expecting this order inflow to come from?
Very difficult, sir, to answer, but I will give you a gist of how we anticipate those things. We
Sure.
are seeing the NGC project come up. We are seeing the destroyer project come up. The FSS, the remainder of the FSS likely to come up there as well. So these projects together should contribute to the numbers that we've been talking about, sir.
Sure. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take the next question from the line of Shivam Parak. Shivam, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Yeah, sure. Good evening, Ankuji. Thanks for the opportunity. So my first question was, what is the level of sales and margin for Conceptia as well as Wave Optics?
Wow. Interesting question around that is there. Now, for Conceptia, they did a revenue, and my figures could be a few percent here and there. They did revenue about close to 40 odd crores and reported a PAT of about 2.5 crores, I guess. Piyush, the numbers are fine. And
So
yeah,
40 odd crores for a half year period?
Yeah, for the half year. For the
Okay.
half year. I'm talking
Okay.
about half year. Sorry, I'm talking about half year. I
Okay.
should have mentioned that.
Okay.
40
Yeah.
crores is the revenue that they have done in the first half year with a PAT of about 2.5 crores. And at Wave Optics, the revenue that has been done is about close to 18 crores with a PAT of roughly about close to 5 crores.
Okay. And sir, we are at a point wherein we have stake of around 40% in Wave Optics. And
Yes.
any single investment can make that company a subsidiary. So,
Okay.
like, at what level of sales of Wave Optics are you thinking of making it a subsidiary? Yeah.
So it's going to be a function of what Wave Optics has to do, at what level if they are going to be raising money going forward. And if I'm able to match the requirement or the value that someone else is giving in, then we would be interested if we look at it from that perspective that is there. So, it's a decision not for us to do right now. But we
Okay.
definitely have the first right of refusal if we have an outside investor coming in and investing in Wave Optics.
Okay, sir. And sir, if it's possible at your end, what's the order book of Wave Optics?
Order book of Wave Optics is in the range of about close to 14 crores to 15 crores, roughly in that range.
Okay. And sir, any potential expected orders to come in for Wave Optics in the next 1 to 2 years? Because they did
Yes.
a revenue of 18 crores for the first 6 months. So,
Yes.
and they have an order book of 14 to 15 crores.
Yes.
So, at the current run rate, they will be running out of order. So, what is the
But
potential? Yeah.
but sir, अभी 4-5 महीने बचे हैं ना मतलब they will
Okay.
these are not very long lead time items, right? Electronics is
Okay.
unlike what we are doing. So we see
Okay.
them doing well. Hopefully, fingers crossed around there is there.
Okay. Okay, sir. And could you repeat the PAT for Wave Optics once again? Okay.
So for Conceptia, about revenue about close to 40 odd crores with a PAT of about 2.5 crores, and for Wave Optics 18 crores with a PAT of about close to 5 crores.
Okay, sir. Thank you. We'll get back in with you.
Thank you, Shivam. We'll take the next question from line of Akshay Shah. Akshay, you can unmute and go, please.
Thanks for the opportunity, sir. Sir, I just want to understand that how much big the opportunity can be in unarmed vehicle platform, and we are selected along with the MDL, L&T. So it is a big achievement. Congratulations for that. Thank you.
Uh, no, sir. Maybe I didn't construe the statement correctly. They are doing different platforms, and we are one of them. We are doing a slightly different size of a platform. So it's not that the three orders have gone. Everyone is doing different size platforms depending on the capacity and capability around. So that's the first point. And what is the market and what addressable market is there? Very difficult to answer right now because the product is under development right now. That's the first thing. So the operations and how the use of the product is yet to be defined. But if you look back at the announcement that Navy had done a few months back, they've allocated about close to $1 billion towards autonomous underwater vehicles that is there. So I don't know what project will get what kind of allocation, but cumulatively, this is what we see at least for now, even though no platforms have actually been built so far.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aditya. We'll take the next question from the line of Amitabh Vatsya. Amitabh, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Thank you for the opportunity. A very quick question on the one of the product which you are catering to army, and that is T90 armored steel. So, are we seeing some order flow from that angle, and is it a casting product?
No, it's a rolled product that is there, a rolled and machined kind of a product per se, extruded you can call it. That's the kind of product that is going.
And what is the possibility of order flow in coming 1 2 year?
We are seeing a growth of about 20-30% to what we are doing right now, and we are adding on more products that is required for the chassis building as we move.
Okay. So it will be in the function of a number of order required, number of tanks which would be required by army, and that is secularly growing.
Yes, absolutely right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amida. We'll take the next question from Chitresh Lunawat. Chitresh, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Hello, sir. Wonderful set of numbers. So, sir,
Thank
just
you.
wanted to understand, regarding our shipbuilding capabilities for the next 4 to 5 years. So, are we planning to go into start with something smaller and then go into the bigger part, or we would be just doing, the components of it? Like, what is our plan for that, sir?
No, we definitely aspire to do forward integration to get into this bit that is there. But Chitresh ji, आपके मुंह में घी शक्कर if we are able to do that, but because that requires a lot of investment, a lot of heart to be able to do that kind of thing that is there. But that is something that is there on the cards. We will not straight away get into it. We've started to make our baby step towards it when we are doing the entire hull structure for the AUV as we speak, and we'll try to add some products around this with maybe going forward to exactly what you said.
So, but we do have plans, right? Like to forward integrate little bit over the next 4 5 years, because government is putting too much of stress on, not stress, I'll say, too much of focus on building shipbuilding capability in India. Like we have seen a lot of
Yeah,
speeches
but
by several governments.
yeah, Chudhir, everyone wants to do everything that is there, but it's a massive investment required. So as we speak, we do not have the wherewithals to do that kind of investment clearly. So we will take our baby steps towards that and see how it progresses once we reach a certain milestone.
Sure, sir. And sir, I also think that our receivable dates are quite less. Like we're able to get money quite faster. Like, could you throw in light, like what are we doing differently to get the money faster, or like how is it?
We are just following up, ensuring the documents are in place. Piyush Bhai and his team is working hard towards that the receivables don't stretch beyond a certain time. We are making our little bit of effort that is there to ensure that the receivable days are not stretched.
And other same thing on finance only, like how about our working capital requirements? Like, do we have any working capital requirements for this year? Like any capital expenditure plan for FY27, like where we need funding or any fundraise plan?
Currently, not for the products that we are doing right now. We don't see that we may be requiring immediately that is there. But we are working on a few projects that is there. If those kick in, we may be looking at exploring other options for fundraising through debt or to equity.
Okay, but nothing as of now.
Nothing as we speak. Yes.
Sure. Thank you, sir. That
Thank
is
you
it
very
from my
much.
side.
Thank you.
Thank,
Thank you.
thank you, thank you, Chitresh. We'll take the next question from line of Achanta Trinal. Achanta, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Congratulations on the strong set of numbers.
Thank
I
you.
have a question regarding proposed migration to the main board, which is expected in July as per last con call. Has the process been delayed due to procedural requirements or any documented related issues arise? Can you please throw some light?
So we have submitted all the required documents, and some things have been asked, and we've replied to those queries that are there. So I think it's just more procedure thing. And we were never going to get to July that is there. We had to do it post conversion of all our warrants that is there, and which we did by the end of July. So August, some documents shall be prepared. So we've done our bit for submitting the documents related to that, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Achanta. We'll take the follow-up question from Harshil Solanki. Harshil, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Hi, thanks for the follow-up. I have one question on the commercial shipbuilding piece. How is the competitive intensity there? Because there would be many players, I believe. And what is Krishna's right to win? How does the shipbuilding yards procure their material? Is it imported largely, or is it the domestic capacity is sufficient? If you can highlight on all those points.
No, domestic capacity is sufficient around clearly, but we are not as competitive as our northeastern neighbor, which is one of the leaders in the shipbuilding activity, as you know. So as the numbers grow, we will try to when I say talk about we, I'm just saying all the ecosystem around will be at par with international pricing that is there. So that is one challenge that is because of the large numbers of ships that are being built there, and but everything, it's a step, it's an ecosystem development, so that is what is likely to happen. It'll take time, but it'll happen.
So say 5 years down the line, we would be ready to capture the commercial space also. Only the price is the barrier right now, or anything else is the barrier?
No, we are already supplying for commercial applications by Cochin Shipyard for export. So we're already doing that. I'm saying in how does the landscape look like per se to go forward with international market that is there. My answer was pertaining to that. In terms of
Okay.
supply, we have everything available in India. There's no need to import at all, at least
Okay,
to the
but
steel and the steel structures. Yes.
okay, so I had gone to the Maritime Week, and the feedback I got was that the domestic capacity is not there, and therefore they have to rely on imports, which is this is the feedback I got. So that's
See,
why I was
again,
checking.
it is for the product specific that you ask around to whom, I don't know whom you spoke to, but if you spoke about engines, we are not manufacturing engines in India. We are dependent on import that is there. We don't have some large capacity of valves, pumps that are being manufactured. Those have to be imported still, right? For commercial shipbuilding is very large. So I'm talking about our sector in terms of steel and the other hull structure material. Most of it is indigenized. You need not import that. It differs from product to product.
Okay, understood. Yeah, this
Yeah.
was it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arshil. We'll take the next follow-up question from Garvit Goyal. Garvit, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Hi, thanks for the opportunity. And Ankur sir, please bear with me. I'm coming again on the order book part. And what I am understanding is like next year, going by the guided number, we must have to do like 300 CR kind of revenue from the defense itself, right? And the order inflow guidance that you've given for H2, taking that into account and taking current year guidance into account, we may be lying between 170 to 220 CR kind of order closing order book. So I'm just trying to understand, like you also mentioned two things. Number one, revenue is not a function of order book, right? And one thing you are working on the automation, looking to shorten the execution timeline. So
Yes.
putting all these things into consideration, I'm trying to understand, like with the 220 CR kind of opening order book, how we are planning to achieve 300 CR of revenue execution FY27 from defense I'm speaking about, sir.
You are speaking on the order book question mark or on the revenue, on the deliverable is a question mark for you?
Actually, I'm relating these two things because I'm trying to understand, like with the order book only, we will be able to execute, right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So, let me answer this question in two parts. That is it. At the order book front, with the number of ships and the platform that are likely to be built, we see ourselves getting to the number that we have quoted for the next financial year. That is there. The projects that I mentioned about the corvettes, the frigates, the FSS is likely to come through. The MPVs are likely to come through. So these all projects are lined up. That is there. Goa Shipyard, GRSC, if you read their transcripts around, you will see that they have already been allocated the order. It's just a matter of time that the final signing has to happen. So the orders will start to go through on that front. At the execution front, that is there, since we've doubled our capacity and we are working towards productivity and efficiency improvement, we see that we should be able to match to the potential order requirement that is likely to come through, be able to match that and to deliver to the same.
So the newer orders that you are expecting, the timelines are shorter. That's what you are saying, right? They will be executing in a shortened period of time.
We will timelines don't get shortened, that is there, because everyone understand these are long gestation products that are there. This cannot be made overnight, or this cannot be kept in stock around clearly. So it takes time because there's a process involved. Certain processes cannot be shortened, but we will try to shorten the process time at our factory that is there, that which makes things easier at the customer end also.
Good, good. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Garvit. We'll take the next question from the line of Aditya Mehra. Aditya, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
So just can you help me with the capacity utilization from the new plant? I just missed that figure.
Yeah. So currently we're about close to 60 odd percent capacity utilization.
Okay, and I had one question that when a new ship is getting ordered, so what amount of bulb bars are going into that ship? Can you just quantify that number?
Uh, Right, I'll give you a calculation around that because putting a number may in terms of a rupee number be very difficult because it's like answering a question how much steel is going to be required to make a building, right? It depends whether you're making a 4-story building or a 40-story building. So typically, whatever the ship weight is about 10 to 15%, generally bulb bars are used.
Of the steel weight, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you, Aditya. We'll take one last question from Shiva Kumar. Shiva Kumar, you can unmute and go ahead, please.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so I would like to know, like, what is the impact of raw materials? Currently, all the raw materials for our products are probably, I could say, around 4 to 5 years lower on the range. So, how are we going to manage if at all there is an uptick in the raw materials? That's the question I had, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Sir, we have two kinds of contracts that we get from the shipyards that is there. One is a immediate supply contract. When I say immediate, meaning it's about to be supplied in about 6 months to 9 months time that is there. One is a long-term contract. In the short-term contract, there is no price variation clause or nothing that is there because we immediately, when we get an order for 1,000 tons, we will book our order with the steel mill that is there, AMNS or Steel Authority that is there, and ask them for staggered delivery after every 2 months about for 400 tons or something of that sort. Then there is another contract which is a long-term contract, which is a 2 or 3 year contract that is there, where there is a price variation clause built in. So whatever is the price variation, there's a formula done for that. So every quarter on quarter, there is a revision done on the price, both on the upside and on the downside, and that is what is applicable. So the moment we get our order, we are immediately blocking placing our purchase order on the steel mill. So in that 15 days, if something goes bad, then it's bad luck to us that is there. But otherwise, it's not happened for the past few years around clearly. And secondly, what we are, what the price, because these are very high price products, even at the raw material level, the price difference in steel is not going to, the market improvement in steel is not going to change the raw material price as much per se.
Yeah, got it, sir. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shiva Kumar. So that was the last question for the day. Ankur sir, would you like to give any closing comment before we end this conference call?
Yes, yes. So firstly, a big thank you for listening to me patiently and every time listening to me around that is it. I'm glad that you could remove in time to listen to us. And once again, a big thank you for the faith that all the investors and shareholders have had in our company. We hope that we will strive towards ensuring that we're able to deliver to whatever we have committed and work towards that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you to the management team for giving us the time. Thank you to all the participants for joining us on the call. This brings us to the end of today's conference call. You may all disconnect now. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.